Well, hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Island Church Weekly Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today. Pastor Will, how you doing coming off the big Father's Day weekend?
It was a good weekend, doing quite well, Matt. It's summer is full bore. Our
Yeah.
6 months of summer maybe now, something like
Yep.
that we've entered
Yep.
into, and
Yeah.
I think the kiddos are all out of school now, and everything's moving
Yep.
along for them. And mom and dad are trying to get
Survive.
in their routines, and so, but
Absolutely.
we're officially
Yeah.
all into summer. It's good.
Yeah, absolutely. So how was Father's Day at Island Church? Lots of fun stuff going on. I heard a great kind of Father's Day message for the men in the church, but then also we had the steak dinner. How was Father's Day up at Island Church?
It was a good day. We had our island kids put together a
Yeah.
card to communicate a scripture and a thank you to the fathers that they handed out. In addition to the other things that we did, that was a good thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, we recognized them in the service, and actually during the service, if someone didn't see this, they can go back and watch it and see. But I had three different sections in the sermon related to just the importance of fathers and the importance of
Yeah.
men in
Yeah.
society. We know that men are really taking it on the chin, and this is
Yeah.
a very it goes. It's not a good thing for society. And so we really called men forward, and that was good. And we actually,
Yeah.
in the middle of the service, we had three different women we paused and prayed
Yeah.
for the men. So that was a good
Wow.
touch. I'd never done that in the past, but
Very
we did
cool.
that. We had the ladies stand do that. That was really good. And then afterward, Charles Blanton on
Very
a
cool.
grill. Hard to mess that up. They did some great decorations in the fellowship hall, set the tables, and Charles put those steaks together. And then the ladies actually wanted, had requested this to serve everyone. Of course, it wasn't just
Wow.
men; it was the men and the women.
Yeah.
And so they served the steak meal, and that was good. And so we just had fellowship together and communication. It was just a good day. It's
That's awesome.
good food and good fellowship with each other, and so that
Yeah.
created for great fun.
That's amazing. Well, glad to hear it was a wonderful Father's Day. But as usual in the summer, there's always another Sunday coming, and there's always another event happening at Island Church. So, what's coming up in the life of the church, Pastor Will, that you'd like to share with folks out there?
We're on our normal schedule this coming Sunday, 9:30. We have our gathering time, so come and just engage with people. That's a good time to connect and reconnect with people, particularly if you're coming and in town or about to go out of town. It's a way to do that. Sometimes that just happens natural in the church, and we try to help it to happen naturally with the way we set up the building and the design and the layout. But this is an intentional kind of time for that. So that's going on.
Yeah.
And then our 10 o'clock service this week, it'll be another great service. Looking forward to having our people together, the ones that are here in town. Certainly would encourage you to invite a friend. We'll try to treat them nicely. No, we actually try to do that each week
Yeah.
with our guests. And so treat them appropriately. But I would encourage each person, just think about the people in your sphere of influence and who you might encourage to come with you. And if you have family, when you have family and you have actually friends from out of town, I would encourage you to bring them. You know the dynamics. It's not a rule. It's not trying to create an additional command for you to follow,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it really is a testimony that if you say to your family, your friends, "This is a priority in my life, and I'm glad you're here, and I'll be back, or you're welcome to go with me." And so I think that's what saying I've tried to do through the years. Often I've been on the stage, but many times when I was a professor, I wasn't preaching most weeks. And so we just encourage you to bring some people with you that are guests,
Absolutely.
and we'll certainly try to treat them appropriately. And so that's this coming week. And then
Yes.
on Wednesday night, each week we have our meetups, and so that's taking place each week. And so it's a time to get together and to connect and to do a little bit of connections time intentionally. So
Yes.
there's some fun things built in to get to know each other, and something of more of each person's story. And then we have a testimony, and then small short devotional. And so that goes on every Wednesday night at 6:30. So that's good. And then stay tuned for some things like bowling, a
Yeah.
ball game. We just recently had a cookout on
Yeah.
Sunday, but there'll be some good things that we try to plan this summer. That'll be fun things for us.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's always fun filled time around the summer, especially when you're on the island. That's for sure. Pastor Will, how can folks be praying for the church this week?
Well, we're finalizing the plans on our building. We're about to relaunch our Bridge to the Future. So I would just encourage you, if you've made a commitment already to support that financially, that you consider that. Go ahead and make those gifts. We're moving well ahead, fast ahead with those plans. And if you haven't, I'd love to just sit down and have a conversation with you to talk about what that looks like and how you can be involved. We'd love for everyone to be involved at some level of that. And we're certainly thankful for the people that bridged in the past to us. It's our responsibility to carry out the mission and the ministry right there on the island now, and then bridge the future as well. And so we're still praying through that, and would love to have people engage with us and get involved any way they'd like to do so.
Well, absolutely, Pastor Will. Everyone out there, please be praying for Island Church this week. And thank you so much for watching. Pastor Will, thanks for sharing your heart with us today. And we'll see you all next week right here on the Island Church Weekly Podcast.